Hello everyone, this is Bazzoka. Welcome to one of my videos and welcome to Random Ramblings. Once again, completely sure that this is Random Ramblings and not leave a loadout because I'm still not really feeling it. However, I think I have got an idea of what I'm going to do. Don't know if I'm going to do it soon, but I'm still thinking about it. But I have an idea of a way to power through just to, just get it over with. Maybe. It might not be fun for me, but... Anyway, so, topic of Random Ramblings today is weapons that I kind of want to see, or at least have thought about. So, with the end of the line update being focused on weapons and maps, which James McVinney himself has said, has gone out to say, we're focusing on things the community wants, and he kind of specified maps and weapons. I was thinking about, what possible things could the medic get? Because for the most part, the medic is kind of done with a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a reason why he's one of the few classes that doesn't have a lot to offer when it comes to weapon selection, is because he's pretty balanced as he is. But I thought of a couple ideas that I thought were interesting. They may not be necessarily good or balanced, but interesting to say the very least. So, the couple weapons that I have in mind are a secondary and a melee. No primary, because I can't really think of a very unique idea that people haven't really thought of yet, or at least a unique take on what people have thought of. A lot of people for primary think, oh, there should be one that slows them down, because there's one in the workshop called the Common Cold. It looked really cool. I kind of want it, except I don't know what kind of stats it would have. Not to say that it would necessarily have to do with slowdown or be, cold related, but I just can't think of anything interesting about it. So, to start off, the secondary, the Totenwerfer in the workshop. I really, really like the design. It's very... I don't know, something about it is just... It makes me really like it. So, I would really like it to be an actual weapon, a new weapon for the medic. So, he could, do stuff. So it'd be cool. It's just like, hey, it's a freaking awesome medigun. And this is what I think it would be. Of course, since it is a not stock medigun, it of course has to have a faster charge rate, but not too fast. So I figured it would be around plus 25% uber charge rate. Up there with the Kritzkrieg. So. Because it kind of has something to do with the Kritzkrieg. A lot of people in the the stats discussion for this weapon have related it to weapons, and one of the more notable ones that I remember was it refills your ammo and clip, and then it gives you mini crits. So it's kind of like a mini Kritzkrieg that refills your weapon ammo and stuff. I thought, that's actually kind of cool, but giving them mini crits is kind of powerful. So here's my take on it. The Uber, it was kind of weird wording this, so I just, I had this typed out because I wanted it to be kind of concise. So the Uber effect would be called Uber Weapon, and upon activating it, the ammo would be refilled, the clip would be refilled, and it would also allow bullets to penetrate players, and projectiles could not be reflected at all. So it would be a very weapon-centric medigun like the Kritzkrieg, except instead of doing literally more damage, because you're doing ×3 damage, you'll be able to do more damage for the fact that your stuff will hit more people and it won't be reflected, so you'll be plowing down enemies. Now, if you think that's kind of overpowered, let's take a look at the other mediguns and their Ubers. So, the stock medigun its Uber is invincibility. Obviously, even with penetrating bullets, that's not gonna do nearly enough. I mean, sure, you could probably, you know, hit through the Uber people, and then into some people behind them. But I mean, there's an Ubered guy right in front of you, and most likely it's gonna be a heavy soldier or a demo, maybe a pyro in some cases, and that's, you know, penetrating bullets or non-reflectable projectiles isn't gonna save you at all. Next up is the Kritzkrieg, and the Kritzkrieg's Uber is pure crits. It's times 3 damage with no damage fall off or a damage fall off cap. So the Kritzkrieg would be able to out damage the Totenwerfer all the time, no matter what. Unless there was a Kritzkrieg and a Totenwerfer working together, that would be really powerful. Yeah. But then again, a lot of well, the Medigun and Kritzkrieg combo is already pretty powerful to begin with, so nah. Versus the Quick Fix and its Uber. The Quick Fix heals really fast, so it would not be able to out damage the Quick Fix's Uber, because even though it is technically doing more damage, it's not doing more damage. It's just hitting more people. And if the most important people is the medic and the person he's healing, then you're kind of missing out on that. Finally, the Vaccinator and its Ubers, its multiple Ubers, the resistances blocks a lot of the damage, since the medic will usually try and stay behind the person he's healing, even if he does get hit by, you know, a bullet that penetrates through his patient, he's gonna be healed, and it's gonna block, like, what was it, 70% of the damage? I haven't actually taken a look at the Vaccinator stats in a while, but even though I did use it in this video, whatever. But yes, the Vaccinator would be able to block a lot of that damage, and also get healed back because of its unique ability. So that's why I think it'd be great in combination with other Ubers, because, of course, all Mediguns, you know, synergize quite well, except the Vaccinator and the Medigun, they don't synergize well at all. Or the Quick Fix and the Medigun, they don't. Not too much. Quick Fix still has the anti-knockback stuff, so that's okay. But yeah, that's I think it would be an interesting idea to have a very weapon-centric Medigun that's not necessarily like pure damage output. It's just like to help get your damage through, if that makes sense. I know this is kind of weirdly worded, but eh. So next weapon is kind of interesting. There wasn't too many other melee weapons that I saw and liked enough to favorite, but this one worked out just because of the way it was. It's called the Transfusion on the workshop. It's kind of bulky at the end, but I mean, whatever. It looks nice, and it has jiggle bone stuff, so that's the epitome of effort. I'm not saying that's not effort. I'm not saying that at all. Please don't hurt me. Anyway, so this is gonna be a really weird suggestion, so just bear with me. First off, negative 85% damage. And I'm saying this now is because I have this idea. It's very, like, kind of medic-y kind of thing, like a kind of like a vampire-ish effect. But it's not when you hit an enemy. It's when you hit an ally, you damage them and heal for that much. So that way you're kind of like, you know, sapping their life to save your own. That right there, that will tell you why I bumped the damage all the way down. It does 10 damage, roughly around that. With 15% damage of normal melee, that's around 10 damage. And the reason why I tone it all the way down is because you're gonna obviously get some griefers and jerks out there who are just gonna pull out this weapon and just swing away at allies and just heal himself and just be a total nuisance. So there has to be something else to make it actually worth it, or at least detrimental to using it. And I've come up with a couple of ideas. So one idea is possibly giving a disciplinary action speed boost to the person you hit, so that way, you know, you steal some of their life, but they get faster for a bit. So, you know, it'd be kind of like beneficial-ish. So that way you damage them, they go faster, and then you can heal them and gain more uber that way. Another idea is to temporarily give them mini crits when you hit them. Give your allies mini crits. You know, like maybe like a 3 second I don't know. I don't balance this stuff, but like a 3 second mini crit. That would be interesting, because mini crits don't have damage fall off either, even though they are significantly weaker than normal crits. But mini crits would be decent-ish. It'd be kind of like a reverse Fan of War effect, where instead of hitting the enemy and they get marked for death, you hit an ally and they get mini crit boosted. And finally, another thing that I think would help deter people from using it, or at least limit people from using it, is when you hit an ally, it eats away some of your uber. And in fact, it could possibly even give the allies some of that effect, like, you know, it eats 10% uber, gives them disciplinary action effect, and mini crit boosted for, I don't know, a certain amount of time. And that would be potentially worth it, because even though your own medic just damaged you, he made you faster and gave you mini crits. So that could really help. But again, the main point to all those additional effects and the one negative effect is to deter people from using it in a real griefing kind of way. So that is my thought process behind it. So yes, with that is that's the kind of medic weapons I want. Medic weapons that fill, like, for the mediguns, I want a medigun that fills a niche that hasn't been done yet, because we have invincibility, we have crits, like guaranteed crits, we have accelerated healing rate, and we have multiple resistances, and kind of like self-heal-ish effect with the medigun, with the vaccinator. It's kind of weird. I do want a new primary. I just don't know what other kind of very unique effect you could give a primary that's not just, you know, it does this arbitrary thing and then more damage, less attack, fire, speed, and like a longer reload. No, it's gotta be more than just, you know, damage tweaks and reload speed tweaks. It has to be like an actual different effect. What do you guys think? What kind of weapons should be introduced to, well, not necessarily just the medic class, but all classes, or specific classes in general? I came up with a soldier weapon that was a robot version of the buff banner, and instead of it being a robotic reskin of the buff banner, I turned it into kind of like a interesting stun kind of mechanic. It was very interesting, and some people even like that idea. But yeah, what kind of weapons do you guys want to see? Those are the main weapons that I want to see. Kind of very interesting ideas. They're probably not balanced enough, especially that last one, because that last one is very easily exploitable for griefers to use. That's not going to be fun. So I thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Next time might be leave a loadout. I'm not promising it. It might be. It might not. I don't know yet. But yes, have a great night. and a good day? I did that backwards. Have a great day and a good night. Bye.
Alert! The control point is being captured. Alert! The control point is being contested. Alert! The control point is being captured.
Mach schnell! I am fully charged!
We have lost the control point.